Hi everyone, my name is Bri, and today's topic of discussion is a magical fruit called Garcinia Cambogia. It's essentially a small green pumpkin that has the power to bring you happiness after years of fruitless searching. So what's so magical about Garcinia Cambogia anyway? I'm glad you asked. Here with me is a graphic of my buddy Dr. Oz, who couldn't be here in person today because I didn't tell him I was doing this infomercial, and he also probably doesn't know who I am. Most of you probably know Dr. Oz from his TV show, though, on which he advertises a number of health products, including Garcinia Cambogia pills. Actually, out of all the products he's advertised over the course of his career, he's currently being sued for his promotion of these particular pills. Scandalous! According to Dr. Oz and other advertisers, Garcinia Cambogia pills are a miracle weight loss supplement that can help you torch fat and burn up to 10 times more calories than you did before. What? Yeah, promoters of Garcinia Cambogia pills also claim that not only can they burn fat, they can also keep you feeling fuller for longer periods of time by acting as an appetite suppressant. But wait, there's more. Garcinia Cambogia pills can also improve sleep and mood, and if you take enough of them, you might become immortal, although please note this claim has not yet been tested. In sum, this pill does it all, supposedly. Let's take a look at how Garcinia Cambogia actually functions in the body. According to a 2013 study published by Chua et al. In the Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine Journal, Garcinia Cambodia's anti-obesity effects happen due to a chemical in the fruit called hydroxycitric acid, or HCA for short. HCA inhibits the production of fatty acids by blocking an ATP-producing enzyme called citrate lyase, leading to decreased fat production. When the citrate lyase enzyme is inhibited, serotonin levels go up and appetite levels go down. To top it all off, HCA also supposedly increases fat oxidation and energy expenditure. That's where this fat melting hype comes from. Garcinia Cambogia pills sound great in theory, but the results of several experiments and meta-analyses conducted over the years have yielded unremarkable results. In a 2011 study published in the Journal of Obesity, Onakpoya conducted a systematic review of 12 randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials that tested the effects of Garcinia Cambogia in humans. Neither the researchers nor the participants knew who got the treatment and who didn't. In total, there were 706 participants. Unfortunately, Onakpoya reported that none of the studies stated how double-blinding was carried out, nor did they report how the allocation of treatment was concealed. That is, these articles were missing some pretty important details that are essential to determining the quality of a study. What Onakpoya did end up concluding was that Garcinia Cambogia did lead to a statistically significant difference in weight loss between the experimental and placebo groups. However, that effect size was pretty small, with those taking Garcinia Cambogia pills only losing about 1% more weight than those who didn't. That said, the researchers deemed only 2 of the 12 studies to be of good methodological quality, and neither of those studies reported statistically significant differences in weight loss between Garcinia Cambogia users and non-users. Take that with multiple grains of salt. Other meta-analyses reveal similar results. In a 2015 study published in Nutrición Hospitalaria, it's a Spanish journal, Vecina conducted a literature review of 21 articles that once again yielded inconclusive findings. Several studies in the review suggested that Garcinia Cambogia pills do indeed stimulate the burning of body fat, as well as suppression of the appetite. Again, though, effect sizes were modest at best. Most of the randomized controlled trials and tested out the effects of Garcinia Cambogia kept both experimental and placebo participants sticking to a low-calorie diet. For example, a 2000 study by Matz, which was published in the Journal of Physiology and Behavior, had female participants eating a 1,200 calorie per day diet for 12 weeks. 1,200 is the minimum number of calories that women need to function. Of course, both groups lost weight consuming so little energy. Thus, the weight loss observed in this trial and others like it was more likely attributable to the diet itself rather than taking the diet pills. As you can see, these empirical results are a far cry from the bountiful promises listed on Garcinia Cambogia's official website. Consistent with the theme of too good to be true, the website advertises Garcinia Cambogia pills as having no known side effects. However, this isn't entirely accurate. A number of studies have reported at least some side effects, although these effects are generally mild in severity. At least 3 separate studies reported varying side effects of Garcinia Cambogia, including headache, upper respiratory symptoms, nausea, gastrointestinal issues, and even death. Just kidding, nobody has died from juicy. Not all side effects have been so minimal, however. In a 2014 study published in the Journal of Medical Toxicology, Lopez conducted a case study of a 35-year-old woman who apparently developed serotonin toxicity after ingesting Garcinia Cambogia pills. The woman reported taking the pills as directed, and yet, after a couple months of use, she developed profuse sweating and stuttering speech. Lopez kept tabs on her for the following year, during which she intermittently took Garcinia Cambogia pills for weight loss. Her symptoms remitted each time she stopped taking the pills, but upon re-ingestion, they returned. Perhaps it was a placebo effect, but perhaps it was for real. Of course, this evidence is anecdotal and cannot be generalized to other cases, but it is still something that warrants consideration. Contrary to that unfortunate outcome, all of the researchers mentioned in this infomercial generally agree that GC is safe to consume, even those researchers who didn't observe weight loss effects of GC. That said, Garcinia Cambogia is not the only ingredient in the Garcinia Cambogia pills that Dr. Oz advertises. How misleading! The pills on Garcinia Cambodia's official website are super duper special compared to Garcinia Cambogia pills of other brands, because they contain a secret ingredient that's also rumored to melt fat like magic. That ingredient is raspberry ketone. Dr. Oz has dubbed the Garcinia Cambogia raspberry ketone combo as a dual-action fat buster, so that's how you know that this pill is the real deal. Raspberry ketones have received rave reviews right alongside Garcinia Cambogia, and when put to the test in the laboratory, they, drumroll, turned out to be just as mediocre as Garcinia Cambogia. In a 2016 study published in the Nutrition and Food Science Journal, Lee conducted a literature review of studies that tested the effects of raspberry ketones in both rats and humans. Scientific research on raspberry ketones is much more limited than on GC, meaning that our knowledge of the substance is full of gaps. There could be major risks that we aren't even aware of yet. Very little research exists on the effects of raspberry ketones in humans. The majority of studies have used rats, such as Morimoto's 2005 randomized control trial, and there's just over a handful of those. While raspberry ketones have had an observed anti-obesity effect in rats, these effects are quite small. Raspberry ketones do add a little extra something to Dr. Oz's Garcinia Cambogia pills that just isn't in other brands, though. That little extra something is side effects. These include rapid heartbeat, jitters, and elevated blood pressure. For all the potential downsides, raspberry ketones don't do a heck of a lot to set Dr. Oz's GC pills above other brands. If you look on Garcinia Cambodia's website, however, there's a prominently displayed bar graph that attempts to show that Garcinia Cambogia pills really are a weight loss miracle. This graph, which has no cited study to back it up, is purposefully skewed to make it look as though GC pill users lose 3 times more weight than normal dieters, which simply isn't true. References to scientific studies and groundbreaking research are made all throughout the website, but citations are sorely lacking. Aside from the bar graph, the website is absolutely teeming with marketing strategies that are hell-bent on convincing you to spend your money on a product that may or may not even work for you. A whopping $60 per 30-day supply bottle. Even if the pills do work for you, the results likely won't be nearly as drastic as you're led to believe. The site's biggest selling tactic is their use of Dr. Oz as their prime promoter. Oz has been in the public eye for years, and even in spite of his track record, people are still quick to accept what he says is truth. This is a phenomenon known as social proof. If lots of people think Dr. Oz is legit, then he must be, lawsuit and all. Speaking of which, do you guys actually know what kind of doctor Dr. Oz is? Turns out he's a cardiothoracic surgeon, which, while impressive, certainly doesn't make him an expert on weight loss. This is called misapplied expertise. He makes a lot of money convincing people to buy questionable products, even though these products are often ineffective. So why do we keep buying them? Our loyalty is at least partially due to something called the confirmation bias. For example, if you buy Garcinia Cambogia pills and clean up your diet and exercise to help max out the benefits, chances are you will lose weight. However, that weight loss is more likely a result of the improved lifestyle rather than the Garcinia Cambogia pills themselves. Still, you'll be more likely to believe that it was the Garcinia Cambogia pills that made it happen. Bam! Confirmation bias. The 4, yes, count them, 4, reviews on the Garcinia Cambogia website definitely credit their weight loss to their use of Garcinia Cambogia pills. These 4 feature testimonials, which are the only 4 available on the site, provide stellar reviews of the Garcinia Cambogia pills. What's more, their before and after photos display a great discrepancy in quality, and they aren't really comparable. The before shots are all amateur photos taken in less than optimal lighting, And the after photos are professional shots of the reviewers gussied up, striking a flattering pose, and flashing a winning smile. You're likely to credit the enhanced attractiveness of the after photos to the weight loss, when there are really multiple factors at play, all manipulating your perception. The advertisers want you to think that if you take Garcinia Cambogia pills, you'll end up happy and glamorous just like the people on the website. Spoiler alert, it's not going to happen. It's all an illusion. Be very careful and think critically when you're considering buying into a potential weight loss gimmick, in this case Garcinia Cambogia pills. While research indicates they're not totally bogus, they're also not going to be the miracle fat blaster that advertisers promise they will be. Garcinia Cambogia pills are essentially 2 fruits in a capsule. Don't count on it to change your life.